Here we go. Whether you need it or not, or want it or not, straight out of Manila today, the IATF's new rules for entering. So don't jump the gun. There are rules to coming into the country. I don't know if you read anybody posting this. I have no idea. But this is the new take on the new rules that came out today. The February the 10th, it is open to fully vaccinated nationals from visa-free countries only. If you require a visa from the country you're in, you cannot come in. It is resolution number 160-B. You must be able to present the following, and if you're coming in, don't try to get around it because it's not going to work. They're checking already. They're starting this process, getting used to it, getting everybody going. It's been all over the media, so they're checking it to see how it's going to work. Getting everybody used to it since it's getting so close now. 4 days they're going to open up. A negative RT-PCR within 48 hours from the place or port of embarkation where you're leaving from. I'm sorry. So where you're leaving from within 48 hours, you have to have that. Now, valid tickets for your return journey. That's got you. Don't go to these websites and say, oh, well, you can get this ticket for $25. It's not real, but you'll have a good QR code. Don't fall for that. Do not fall for that. They're checking them. They've already caught people doing that before. Get you a $25, $50 ticket, return ticket to Korea or going to Japan or Thailand, something like that. It's cheap. Cebu Pacific or one of those airlines, it's cheap. It's well worth it to be safe. Or even look at round trip tickets. They're not that expensive. It's better to be safe than sorry. Your destination not later than 30 days from the arrival. Don't get it 31 days later, so get it 29 days to be safe that you're leaving the Philippines. If you're planning on retiring here, that's fine. You've got your visa. You can stay and start renewing and then get your. If you're married, you get your 13A. If you're trying to retire, you can give the Philippines, give them away 10,000 US to them. That's fine. Don't forget, same usual thing for your passport, valid for 6 months. If you're not valid for 6 months, just hold off coming and get your passport renewed. In the U.S., it's easy. You can get it quick. It's so hard to get your passport renewed here right now. I'm sure that'll change. Now, the big one, you must have foreign nationals only, as far as I know. You must have COVID-19 travel insurance for treatment costs from reputable insurers with a minimum coverage of $35,000 US. That's 1.75 million approximately, varies, for the duration of their stay in the Philippines. So if you're coming to retire, it has to cover you for 30 days. So you pay a month's premium or a rider for 30 days, but you have to show that. You have to show it. I know my cousin's coming. It's about 147 a month, renewable, but I'm sure that he'll change over to his bank, like most of us, BPI, or whoever you go with. It really doesn't matter. So your Social Security insurance is not going to be any good here. It just doesn't work. Some people have insurance, you're covered, they pay out of hand, and then you just get reimbursed. But they're requiring insurance for you to get in. This is new, so, and they're checking. They're checking. This is all checking. You have to present proof of a COVID-19 vaccination card or proof of your vaccination. Your card may not have a QR code on it. That's not good enough. You have to get that certificate from the health department in the U.S., guys. You have to have that. You have to have proof that you've been vaccinated. You can't just say, oh, well, here's my card. No, you won't get on the plane. Sorry, you won't get on the plane. You've got to get that vaccination card. It's called a Certificate of Vaccination, VaxCert PH. Some have the digital certification. I don't know if they have that started yet in the U.S. I really don't know. in the Vax Cert PH is an arrangement with, in cooperation with the Philippines. I don't think the U.S. has that because it's not working here. It doesn't work here. At least it doesn't work for me. So, and I have my 3 Moderna, and I still don't have it. I have my card, but that's all I have. Travelers are no longer required to observe facility-based quarantine, but shall self-monitor for any symptoms for 7 days. Means you can't really do nothing for 7 days, but you can just, depends on. You must check in with your local government unit. The LGU where you're going to, you have to check in with. You're not required to undergo facility-based quarantine, but here's the catch. Well, children under 12 don't have to do any of this stuff, so they don't have to do any of the tests if they're not vaccinated or anything. But 12 years and up, you have to do everything. You have to follow the protocols. If you're unvaccinated, you have to go through all the quarantines and all the other stuff. Starting either the 14th or 16th, I'm not sure. You have to be vaccinated to even get into the country. Now, here's the kicker. There is a cap. If you don't have a ticket, you're probably not going to get in the cap. The cap today has been raised. To come into the country, it's only 5,000 people a day. That's it. They've changed it from 3,000 to 5,000. It is dated February the 3rd, 2020, and was signed. It's limited to 5,000 per day for flights arriving in Manila. Now, they have been reminded to ensure strict compliance, the airlines, with this resolution. Now, to come on this island here, Negros, here in the Visayas, there's still a limit of like 4 flights with $299 each flight, something like that. $199 each flight. It's not many. That's all that can go on this island. So, if you don't have your flights in or booked now, you may have a hard time. You may not. I don't know how many is fixing to bust open or not. Other news: the Senate did pass where 100% owned foreign investors can come into this country. Companies. It looks like Starlink did get the approval to come in. Now we're waiting to see what Starlink's going to do. So, guys, pay attention, close attention to the IATF rules. What's going on for all y'all? So make sure you got all your paperwork. You're still required an S-Pass most places, and there's another 1-Pass or something like that it's called. You're still required all that. You have to have that. It just shows what you're doing, where you're going, with things that are happening. You're still required all that. Do your research. You can download it online. It's a mobile app. Make sure you have all that. Make sure it's all filled out and ready to go at the airport here. In Bacolod, they do check it. It's the first thing you get off the plane, they check that barcode, sushi. So, check it all out, guys. Be safe in your travels, and we'll see you at the next live. Don't know what it is, don't know who's doing it, but just watch for the announcements. All right, guys, take care.